And she's explaining to me that this is a design that is found in Greece. So these are not designs that we can find everywhere. This is a specifically unique design that is only found right here.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're looking at a source you shared with us, and it's really sparked some interest. It's a YouTube video about this pretty amazing rural resort development in Zimbabwe.
That's right. And it's not just, any old project. This one has a really unique feel, built out in rural Gormanzi, but actually maybe surprisingly close to Harare.
Yeah, that closeness is interesting.
And it's built by someone who was living overseas for over 20 years?
Yeah, in the Diaspora. So our mission for this deep dive is basically to unpack what the source video tells us. Like, what were the inspirations? What are the surprising details? What's the story behind it?
Right, kind of getting to the heart of the specific build, using the video as our guide.
It feels like a great way to look at how global experiences can influence local projects.
Great and mighty people of the internet, just look at this amazing rural development, amazing rural investment that was done by our sister, and she has been in the diaspora for over 2 decades. She has been to the UK, she has been to the US, and she was explaining to me that she's been there for over 2 decades. And she was explaining to me, you know what, Kunai, it's because of me watching your videos. Guys, you've got no idea what this means to me. When you tell me that you've watched my videos and then you decided to take action and do something about your life.
Creating something.
Yeah.
Something new.
Exactly. Let's dig into the video.
Okay, so first up, the person behind it all. The visionary, as the source puts it. We know she's a Zimbabwean woman, lived abroad for a long time.
Over
2 decades, yeah. UK and US.
Yeah, UK and US. And what's really interesting, the source mentions her inspiration. Apparently, she was motivated partly by watching the vlogger's own videos, that's quite a nice feedback loop, isn't it?
Oh, definitely.
But a big part of the design inspiration, the video says, came from places she saw on holidays, traveling around Europe, other places. It specifically mentions Greece. Santorini comes to mind.
Ah, okay. So it's not just someone deciding to build something when they come back. It's someone deliberately taking ideas, aesthetics from travels.
Precisely.
And sort of blending them with the home context.
Exactly. Taking those global ideas and creating this concept, bringing Santorini vibes into rural Zimbabwe.
That fusion, that's maybe the first big thing that jumps out. Santorini meets Gormanzi. And the overall goal described as, well, it sounds quite intentional, creating a space to disconnect.
Yeah, explicitly, like a sanctuary. For rest, peace. The source also mentions it being a secure place to stay, especially with getting older in mind.
Right. Security is a theme. And apparently, she first thought maybe a conference venue.
That was mentioned, yeah. An early idea.
But the location point you made earlier, the source describes it as deep rural Gormanzi, but then says it's actually, less than 30 kilometers from Harare?
Yeah, around 30 minutes drive time. That detail is key, I think.
It makes that whole rural sanctuary idea feel much more practical, doesn't it?
Yeah,
accessible.
Definitely. Okay, so let's get into the features, the things that really stood out in the video. The no TV rule has to be mentioned first, I think.
Oh, yeah, it's a bold move.
It is.
So there's something that I just realized. Everything that has been put in here is just high quality stuff. I don't know where they get these things. Just look at this one. I don't know the actual material, but this is just high quality stuff. Even this, you can see the depth of how my feet are just getting right inside. And look at this. This 3D effect, I'm loving it. In your bathtub. So it's right here. So like I told you that this one is a unique design and it's from Germany. So it's a unique design, no TVs, no nothing. You have to give yourself some time to really soak in, you understand? So you can have your nice bath right there, and the toilet is in there, and we have that one which is the walk-in closet, and we also have a nice couch here where you can just chill and some wine glasses. I like the way they have designed everything in here. So this is the view that you get when you're going out.
And totally deliberate, according to the source. The builder's reason is literally to make guests unplug, disconnect.
Wow. Even in the honeymoon suite.
Even there, it's a strong statement about the purpose of the place.
It really hammers in that sanctuary idea. You're meant to leave the noise behind.
Yeah.
The source also seemed really impressed by the quality, like high-quality stuff, unique designs, things you don't normally see there.
Right. And that tells you something about the investment, the vision. It sort of challenges the idea that a rural build has to be basic, maybe. She's obviously sourcing things, implementing designs from her experiences abroad.
We get glimpses in the video of different rooms. There's a family room, again, designed for disconnection. Unique look, lounge area, kids area, too.
Mm-hmm. And another separate lounge mentioned.
And some of the guest rooms, the layouts sound quite different. The vlogger seems surprised by one where the shower is like right next to the bed.
Yeah, very unconventional. Speaks to a certain boldness in the design, doesn't it? Not playing it safe.
Definitely not. And speaking of bold, the details seem to be where it really stands out. Those bathtubs.
Oh, yeah. The vlogger was apparently blown away. Said he only sees things like that on Instagram. Mentioned a 3D effect.
Uh-huh. And specifically calls out one design as being from Germany.
Right. So think about that. Sourcing these high-end, specific design pieces from Germany, getting them to rural Zimbabwe.
That's commitment.
It really is. It says a lot about overcoming challenges to realize a specific vision. And it shows her eye for, certain kind of unique luxury.
And the walk-in closets, too. Described as nicely done cabinets, not your typical wood ones.
Again, it's about the finish, the detail, consistent with that high-quality theme.
But maybe the most unique thing, the one this source really highlighted, was the in-house picnic.
Ah, yes. That was interesting.
Rooms have a set picnic table inside them, so you can have a picnic experience indoors.
That's brilliant. It's taking that global inspiration maybe, but making it into a unique experience within the room itself.
Totally fits the sanctuary disconnection vibe, a novel way to just chill in your own space.
Completely. And there were little touches mentioned too, like for him and for her, elements, mirrors, things like that. Suggests thoughtful design for couples or families.
So moving outside the rooms, the environment itself. The source shows the approach is about keeping things natural.
Yeah, working with the landscaping with stones, flowers. It's near a river, apparently, giving it a kind of mountainous feel.
Nice. Integration, not domination.
Exactly. And then amenities. There's a fire lounge mentioned, an outdoor fireplace area.
Right. And they plan to put a projector there.
Yeah.
For movies. The source called it Bor Papa.
Yeah. Sounds like an outdoor cinema setup. Nice touch.
Definitely adds to the relaxation focus. A restaurant area is also mentioned.
Mm-hmm. And future plans include things like a massage shed or area and a swimming pool, so expanding the wellness side of things.
Now, the vlogger in the source, he really pushes the opportunity angle, doesn't he?
He does. He frames it as more than just a holiday spot. It's like, look, this is what's possible, especially for diaspora investment. He actually says people should visit not just for fun, but to see the potential.
Yes, see what can be done.
And that connects to a bigger theme in the source.
Yeah.
This project as a real example of rural development, but also rural tourism.
Good point. It shows that rural investment isn't just about farming or, basic stuff. High-end leisure can work.
Absolutely. The source even talks about a gospel, this idea that as people age, they need a safe, peaceful place.
Yeah. The security and tranquility thing again.
And this resort is presented as filling that need, maybe especially for people returning to Africa.
That makes sense. And it wasn't easy, apparently. The source mentions briefly that she faced challenges getting the land initially. Someone told her it couldn't be done.
Right. So there's an element of perseverance there, too. Pushing against maybe skepticism about doing something different, something high-end in that location.
So it's not just bringing back money or ideas from abroad, but also the drive to make these maybe unconventional projects happen, bringing back these unique designs learned overseas to, well, to benefit Zimbabwe, Africa.
Exactly, in really concrete, sometimes surprising ways.
So wrapping this up, what do we glean from this deep dive into your source?
Well, we've seen this really unique resort, led by someone from the diaspora, bringing global designs, especially that Greek influence, into rural Zimbabwe.
Yeah, in a place that's rural, but still surprisingly accessible, less than 30 kilometers from Harare.
And with a core philosophy focused on disconnection, rest, and high quality. With some genuinely unique features like that in-house picnic idea or those standout bathtubs.
It really showcases the potential for, let's say, sophisticated tourism outside the usual spots. And it shows how personal global experience can spark local innovation.
It definitely challenges some assumptions about what's possible in rural areas, I think.
Okay, so thinking about all this, the global inspiration, the local execution, that focus on creating a sanctuary, maybe here's something for you, the listener, to consider. What does a project like this suggest about future possibilities? For development, for tourism, in places we might not normally expect.
Or perhaps, how else can diverse global experiences be adapted locally? Not just copied, but really adapted creatively to unlock new value and maybe challenge our own assumptions about what works where.
Something to chew on based on the theory you brought us.